when you have lived so many disappointments with your interactions with people, it is so easy to expect the worst. It is so easy to misread another person based off past. This is why it is so important to walk into everything completely open, completely authentic, completely giving. They go into things already blocked up. They go into things with this distorted perception on what they're walking into because of whatever it is they've experienced in the past, already attaching a belief to how things are going to play out, and they sabotage themselves each and every time. This is it, right? When you come out of codependency and you truly form balance, that grounding within you, and you know yourself so well, you will not hold yourself back to accommodate and cater to somebody else's codependency issues that they have unhealed. You will give of yourself 100%. You will make it very clear your interest in that dynamic. But if it is not reciprocal and the person is closed off and they have these patterns that they display, someone authentic is not going to stay present in that. They pull themselves back each and every time because it's exhausting. It is so mentally draining when you have healed yourself and done so much inner work and you sit in a good place and you know yourself that deeply, and people want to come in and make it out like you are somebody you are not because of their own insecurities they have within themselves. You're not going to stick around for that. Remember this: people will never see you as you see you, ever. People will perceive you from their own perception of themselves. Where their insecurities are, you will be a reflection of that insecurity within their mind. I keep talking about this because this here seems to be the biggest block where people are so mismatched and they hurt each other. They really hurt each other and they bring so much pain continuously into every relationship dynamic they form. And, you know, it does serve a purpose, a very strong purpose. For a time. If you are going through something consistently, different faces but the same undertone, that same energy is displayed to you consistently throughout your relationships, those insecurities, those codependent patterns that surface up, you have to start looking at yourself eventually, right? It's common sense here, and this is what people don't like to do and why they remain stuck and reliving cycles and staying at that same level of energy, you know, within their whatever relationships they form. It doesn't change for them because they're not working on themselves. They're not pulling themselves out of codependency. Like, they keep getting sucked back in to the codependent dynamics. And this is abuse to oneself, pure abuse, because how long do you have to live in this same cycle, right? When do you wake up and say, no, I'm not stepping like this and I'm not accepting this anymore? I talk about this need to stop proving who you are in this world. When you stop needing to prove yourself to people of who you are and your moral values, your integrity that you know you have within yourself, this is when you start to open up your world to better and higher frequencies, because you don't match that heaviness. When you want to make that choice to level yourself up, you must understand that you've bypassed that stage of your learning. It doesn't mean your lessons aren't going to still come, but they'll come in different ways. Different blocks within you will present themselves, but don't make that be one of them. If you're someone who follows my videos, I'm sure you're aware very much by now, I don't settle for just anything. I am so particular. And it is not coming from a place of ego to be particular. It just means you know yourself and have learnt yourself very deeply, and you have worked through so much of your baggage, your blocks. And somebody who consistently does this, they cannot just settle for anything. They cannot take a back step on all the work that they have done within themselves. So it's got to be met with that reciprocal energy, somebody who respects that within you, and they are willing to keep up with your growth, not actually hold you back because you make me uncomfortable because I am unhealed. When you are somebody who drives forward in your life, who just keeps wanting positive growth and to shine brighter, it triggers the insecurity in many. But this is it. You don't slow down. You don't need to prove yourself. Why I'm saying this is because I know who I am. I know what I am. And I know the level of integrity I walk throughout life. My word is truth. What I speak, I am. So that's enough said. Just that. I don't need to go out of my way to justify anything about myself to anybody. If people are triggered by you and you are a decent human being who has a moral compass and you follow that, stop trying to prove yourself to people. Stop allowing codependency into your world. Like, there is no such thing as perfection at all, but there is such a thing as being drained from having to show up as a person who plays this role of catering to everybody's insecurities. You just get to a point where you have enough. It is too exhausting. It drains your soul. You will leave it all behind. I am so content within myself. There is no need for anything. The only thing I allow into my world is something that matches me, that enjoys watching me level up while I enjoy them leveling up. You cheer each other on, or nothing, right? This is it. But it takes somebody with solid self-knowledge. It takes the other person being so self-aware, just like you are, because you will be lying to yourself and settling for things that are going to make you unhappy if you go for anything beneath that. If you are very sure of who you are, you'll be okay in your own energy all the time. You will not be needy of any other energy to be in your life, because your growth now doesn't come from learning yourself through the interactions, mirroring to you where you're at in your current state of being. You will already have learnt that part of life, that every interaction is teaching us about who we are. You get to a point where you can see you've worked on all the flaws that are triggered up by those interactions you've had with everyone, and now you are ready to take on a different kind of growth, and that growth is completely a personal, internal growth. It doesn't need any more for the energies to come from outside and show itself of where limitation is, because you've learnt how to spot your own limitations. You've learnt how to read the energy and control and balance and ground yourself before you project energy out of you. So I just wanted to put that out there today, because so many people are yet to catch on to the fact that when they are constantly cycling through heaviness with relationship dynamics, don't point the finger at others. Look at yourself. It's showing you and teaching you who you are and where you are stuck. So when you can see this and stop putting it all on the other party, then you'll be able to go within and truly transform yourself and level yourself up, and then be satisfied within your own inner state of being, that you will need for nothing. You will only allow in what complements your world, you. And you'll do the same for the person on the other end. So that's my little 2 bits for today. I hope it helps somebody come to this point of realization that it is always within the people that we encounter. They teach us the most. So don't hold hostility toward what they bring your way. Instead, let it be the reason you turn around and look at yourself and start asking yourself some questions about who you are and why you move the way you do. This is how you unlock yourself and go deeper and learn who you are. It is the biggest blessing, and it is always a gift.